There's a moment when you finally realize that you're becoming your real self, your authentic self, not the performed, acted out version or the polite, demure version, the actual you. And the signs are subtle at first, but they feel so good. All right. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how do you know? And then in the second part, I'm going to talk about why it feels so good, right? So I'm going to give you a few hints to keep in mind so that you know, hey, I'm getting there, all right? The first one is you stop over explaining. You stop feeling like you have to justify your existence, right? I know people who do that. It's annoying as all get out. They want to be loved. They want to be, liked and everything, but they're working backwards. All right. You stop constantly apologizing. And I mentioned this in a video earlier this week. My sister was a person who would constantly apologize about things that she had no control over, like apologizing for the weather when I went to visit her in Denver, Colorado, or apologizing for someone else's behavior. It's like, you don't have any control over that. Okay. Another way that you know that you're becoming your authentic self is that you say no faster without agonizing over it. Remember how you used to agonize over, oh God, I gotta say no, right? And you don't shrink in conversations and get smaller so that you'll be like, oh, I got to lay low. I don't want to offend or hurt anybody. Well, just because you speak your truth doesn't mean you're offending people. You might, but you might not, You start to feel more calm in your body. That's a big one, and that's something that I really noticed. It was like I instantly went, right? And it keeps happening over time. You just, okay? You stop chasing approval from everyone, right? Did you do that? Or do you still do that, right? You don't need approval from everyone when you're being your authentic self, because it means that you are like acknowledging and appreciating you for you. You don't have to necessarily get it from the outside, right? You trust your own preferences. Whether it's, how you eat a burger, preference, or how you dress, or how you do all kinds of things, right? You trust what it is that you like and want for yourself. And you don't necessarily rehearse what it is that you have to say. Now, sometimes I'm guilty of that one. I think it's because of my background as a writer. And it's like, it's just, to me, I enjoy like picking out just the right words, and I know I'm still not perfect at it, but that's okay. It's all about growth, right? And you feel less drained after social interactions. Now, I'm kind of an introvert. You might find that surprising, but I really am. And so sometimes I'm a little drained after social interactions because, if I want to be like my natural self, sometimes I just want to like sit in the corner and watch everybody else. But, you're there to talk and mingle and get along with people and all that good stuff, so you do it, right? So anyway, and part 2 of this video is why it feels so good to be your real self, your authentic self. And this is the emotional payoff. I spoke earlier this week in my long form videos about, being your authentic self and what's involved. And sometimes it can be hard, and it's possible you might be judged by someone, or they think you're too much or something like that. But there's a really big payoff to it. And it starts with the fact that you're going to feel lighter, right? You're going to feel more grounded. You're going to feel more honest, absolutely more honest. And more connected to yourself, your preferences, the things you want. You feel less anxious because when you're not being your authentic self, in a way, you're kind of lying. I know I did, and I didn't mean it as lying. I just meant it as, that people pleasing place that I used to come from, right? You're also going to feel more at peace because the you in private and the you around one person and the you around another person and another person and another one is all the same person, right? So you are less anxious, you are more at peace, and you finally feel like you're living your life, not somebody else's. And that frees you up to go for your dreams, to go for, what truly is important to you. And one more side note is that when you start being your authentic, real self, you just might start dressing a little bit differently. Instead of being kind of plain vanilla, you might start choosing more colorful pieces. You might be, more bohemian and fun, or you might be more tailored and Jackie O, or you might be more casual, wearing jeans and outspoken message t-shirts, whether it's about politics or anything else that you feel strongly about. So being your real self isn't a transformation. It's a return on your personal growth, right? And it feels so good because it's finally, truly you. This is Denise, What I Wish I Knew at 30 on YouTube. Please take a moment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I'd love to see a comment if you have one. I read all the comments and I respond to most of them. So thanks so much and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.